if you followed along to this point, you will have done the practices of coming back, just coming back. As one of my teachers would say, if you lose your mind, just come back. And that coming back is the building of the muscle, the mental muscle. It's boring to come back because it's just you, good old me, just like an old shoe. Nothing spectacular, no entertainment, but no distractions. And I think there's no room for distractions in the game of golf when you're hitting a golf ball. There's no place for it, no place for a checklist. So the question would arise, what do I come back to? And the first thing I would suggest is that you take a little test, and it's posted. It'll be posted here on Golf Site, and go to the bottom of the home page and take the exam on your learning style. And there are 3 learning styles that they talk about: visual, auditory, and feel. And so if you have done your 20 to 40 hours of coming back to the room and coming back to the breath exercises, then maybe you will have a foundation and the ability to come back to what you should be coming back to, which is your basic learning style. So I'd like to demonstrate this at this point. I'd like to give credit to Steve Atherton with Golf Tech for doing some great research on this matter, and Debbie Cruz, and there are quite a few people, particularly as well as Golf Site people, and that's a great website. You might want to check that out. But back to the issue of coming back, and what do you come back to? My particular style is kinesthetic and feel. And I'm not very visual, and I'm not all that auditory. I'm more of a feel player. So what I want to recreate before I hit a golf shot, this is me personally, this may not be you, but to bring my bent right arm into the ball and to release it beyond the ball, bring it in with my body, with my right shoulder, both shoulders, and my hips a little bit, and just releasing it there, almost like throwing a ball into the ground. That's what I want to feel. That may change in a week, but that's my current sensation. So for me to do a pre-shot routine and make it very specific may not be the best thing for me. Well, I know it isn't. And my routine has to change depending on how I feel. So when I step up to a shot, I'll pick the line, I'll do some certain things. And I want to definitely get into my body and breathe, being a field player. But I'm going to set up to it and step up, and I want to feel that sensation of my right arm being bent and exploding forward across my body. So once I get that sensation, I'm ready to go. Now, if you're not a field player, the other 2 options are visual and auditory. A lot of visual players out there, and a visual player is going to have to see the shot. A very interesting study was done at a university in Wales that, for a visual person, the best place to visualize is not the end result necessarily, but the path of the ball, the flying in the air or the rolling on the ground. So the in between the 2, from the beginning to the end, and tracking it in flight. So a visual player is going to, you'll see people they hardly ever look at the ball. They're looking at the target. They might glance at the ball, but they really can't hit a golf ball until they can see it in their mind's eye. So that would be the visual player. That's what you want to come back to. If you're distracted, if you're thinking of swing thoughts excessively, come back to the visualization. Maybe you're going to visualize your swing. That may be part of your visualization. The third is the auditory golfers. And the auditory golfer absolutely has to do the routine exactly the same every time. They can come back to their routine. For me, or for a visual player to be so almost anal about the routine would be negative. But for the auditory person, also the rhythm of walking up to the ball being the same, the rhythm of the swing is very important for an auditory golfer. So take the test, see which one you are, learn to come back over and over again, build up the comeback muscle, and learn to play in your learning style, and I think your game is going to improve by leaps and bounds. Thanks a million.